I know how to use Zoom, Muriel. Thank you.
We had great chats on Fridays. Yes,
We
we
should
did.
have recorded it because it was one end up. I called to check in and it ended up being like a half an hour phone call.
Yeah, it was so weird. And you caught me at a really good time because, like, I'm really bad at answering my phone, and you just caught me at a good time.
I was
On
going
the
to do it
road.
worse. I was going to FaceTime. I was like, no, that's very aggressive.
Oh, that's really aggressive.
Isn't it? I love it though. It's super aggressive, especially
And
people you don't really know. Obviously, we
oh
know each
yeah,
other.
an unplanned
Like,
FaceTime call is just the worst you can do to somebody.
yeah, and I love it because they're like, yes, and you're like, oh, hey, how are you? Just chats, just absolute chats. Like,
They think it's a mistake, and like then you're just like, no, this is
no,
on
I meant for this
purpose.
to happen.
I meant to be here. Yeah, what were we saying before that?
We were chatting about the new just news, David Dobrik's news updates, this kind of stuff. Pro Bono we have for this week. How was your week so far? It's Monday.
It's Monday.
It's still though. My Monday has been absolutely fucking mental.
Bananas. Yeah, it's been busy, but I kind of feel like I'm structuring myself much better now. So I'm busy. Yes, I have not eaten my lunch yet, but but it's fine. It's Monday. Look,
It's 5:30. If anyone's wondering, it's 5:30 on Monday.
5:30. Yeah, I'm quite hungry, but all is fine. But yeah, how is everything on your end?
Good. Do you know what I'm having trouble with? And it's just me from day one is always the same. Is just allocating the time where I'm doing something and I'll jump something else, and then I'll jump back, and I don't allocate my days. I'm like 2 to 4 this kind, 3 to 5 this kind. I'm like, yeah, I'll get that done. Yeah, I'll get that done.
Yeah. And it's you know what it is, it's a massive thing that's happening to a lot of people because your concentration, like we're so used to dipping in and out of things, even like because you're so used to social media as well as am I, and like you're in one thing, you're in another thing, you're in one thing, you're in another thing. But I found that like I've started to, because I basically kind of book my days with like calls, and then in between them I work on like that client work while it's still fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
And since I've done that, it really does help. But blocking time off in your calendar and just being like, I don't get distracted by email. I answer my emails in the morning at some point in the day, but pretty much in the evening. And then that's
okay.
it.
Because if an email comes in, I'll go out. And I'm like,
no,
shit, I should do that there now.
Unless obviously it's urgent, if something is really urgent. But generally, like I don't answer emails straight away because it just takes from what I'm currently doing.
Yeah.
And I think that like an email can wait. If it is urgent, people will ring you or text you or, you know, and other than that, like if I send an email, I never expect a response straight away. I'm like, you take your damn time, because I take my damn time and it's fine.
Yeah. Do you know, I found as well, just from my thing, is exactly like that, is responding to emails immediately. Where now I'm kind of learning, actually, I can respond tomorrow morning. That can wait. That can wait.
But people understand that. Like, I mean, I've never, like, to be fair, my clients are very understanding as well, and like yours are too, that like you do have them as a client, but you also have to do other work, and you also have to get their work done as well. And if you spend all of your time emailing them, you're never getting to the work you need to do for them. So yeah, but I try to, like, instead of having a lot of emails, I have things like check-ins with them regularly. So it's like any questions that they have, I'm like, let's talk about it in the check-in, or like, let's have a catch up then, so that it's not this kind of back and forth. But one thing I'd love to have is voice note in email.
Yeah, that would be great, wouldn't it?
Ideal, wouldn't it? Just being able to respond in a voice note.
A lot of people want stuff in writing. They want it in
this
like,
is true.
Yeah, like I've dealt with clients where they wanted, like I said, sometimes I've said, oh, they're like, oh, can I WhatsApp? I'm like, is WhatsApp very unprofessional if you're like, the client? Is it not? Should it just be stuck to email? Like, it's interesting.
Well, yeah, it's more that like if there's a lot of back and forth on something and you're just like, that you don't have time for a Zoom call, but you're like, I just need to explain this and it's not going to come out right. Or I find like sometimes tone of
zap, zing.
Yeah. And but I think that I'm really proud of that brief, because you literally listened to everything and delivered because of my brief. But
sure, let's go with that. Let's say
but I think that like, I think tone of voice is hard to pick up on email as well. And like, you know, like there are some people who email really formally and then you're like, God, what are they going to be like in person? Then you meet them and they're like, how are you getting on? And you're like, wow, you email so different to what, like the way you are. So I think
the tone of emails is scary sometimes. You're like, is that person really pissed off at me, or just they're in a rush leaving the room and they just said, yeah, cool, thanks, bye.
Yeah. So I don't know, I'm definitely that person that I either prefer to meet somebody in person or get on a call. not all of the time, but I just think that it helps with like cutting out this back and forth of email. Like email is, if I could banish that in the whole world, I would, because I hate it. I hate email, but I get why we need it.
Yeah.
But I prefer to be like, let's talk on this day, you know, twice a month or once a week or whatever, get everything out in half an hour or an hour. And then it saves you admin and email and back and forth. I just want that to happen. I want everyone to get on board.
Oh, I hear you.
Get on board.
Get on board.
But yeah.
Do some news?
Yeah.
Are you done renting now? Are you done renting?
Well, you started it.
The thing that popped to me there, was just talking about it, was the Instagram's remix options for Reels. So it's being tested at the moment. So basically it's Stitch, TikTok Stitch.
Yeah.
Again, Instagram doing what it does best, stealing. Good luck.
Yeah. But like they're going to take, like, I saw the duet feature, like I had it, and then remember they removed my highlight anyway. Sorry, but like hilarious. But they're just going to bring in all the features.
Yep.
Like they'll have duets, stitches. I'm surprised they don't have them yet anyway. I suppose people are still just getting used to what a reel is first, and then, you know, but like, I'm like, make it 60 seconds and give us stitches and duets, please, and thank you.
Yeah, actually, I think the remix is actually duets, not stitches. It's duets.
Well, then there you go. That's, yeah, and I bet you it looks, oh my God, I want
it's the
exact same. Yeah,
it's the exact same.
Yeah.
But look, it's fine. You keep doing you, Instagram.
Yeah, I like I do like the duet feature though, and I think it's good for collaboration content.
Yeah,
and stuff.
we've gotten good stuff out of it, having the crack.
Yeah,
I like it. We're so damn creative.
Oh, I like it. Yeah.
Twitter's developing new community tools to share tweets with selected audiences. Who cares?
Now is this going down Patreon route?
Well, that was a super fan scenario, wasn't that? We spoke about last week,
suppose,
or the week, whatever week. Like, if they're paying for that already, they're already in that community.
Yeah, but or is it that maybe people are just wanting to pick like close friends, like the close friend equivalent?
Yeah, maybe
of Twitter.
Maybe, but as I said, is that a headline news in social media world? Not really.
But there's very little happening anyway, I think, in terms of social media. Like, there's nothing major, and I'm kind of okay with that, because the algorithms would want to calm down. Like,
yeah, I know.
There's a lot of stuff going on now with the algorithms that I'm not a fan of.
Yeah, it's dull. Like, even organic reach everywhere. Everything is dropped.
Everything.
TikTok's organic reach has dropped a bit.
It's finicky, like, but it's just because of the sheer volume. Like, more people are using Reels, so now your reach isn't as high as it used to be, but more people are making TikToks and the reach, but it's still very, very high potential for virality on TikTok.
Yeah, I have. So we obviously I have a TikTok for the hook truck, the donut truck we have, and I had one TikTok of just donuts flipping.
I've seen it. Yeah,
it's like 20,000 hits. Cool. Yeah. I put one up of us making like a big fuck off portion of donuts, like food porn, like maybe 1,000. Like, where, like, it could be the content, it could just be not good, or I thought that it would do better than the flipping donut, because that's all it is, just flipping in oil. It's so finicky. But you know those ones that you think might go a bit viral, or you think that might go well? Never.
Those ones.
It's the ones.
But sure, they're the one of me. Now, I have, like, I mean, obviously, like, it depends on the time, depends on like what hashtags you use when you post it. But like that one of me walking in the field is almost at like 200 and something thousand, and I'm like, that took 5 seconds.
Yeah, this is it. Like, this is the beauty of TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, but Reels then is performing better for us, where we have a few thousand on each hit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it is like, I think with Reels is just going to continue to keep us on our toes.
An interesting one for you.
Yeah.
Do you think when you're creating a reel, you should share it to your feed and story, or share it to your feed and your reels, and then share the reel to your story? So you're driving just the reel. Do you know what I mean?
You can't do. Wait, ask me that question again.
So I'm producing a reel. I've done it.
Yeah.
It's good to go.
Yeah.
But there's an option for stories. You can click stories and post your story as well.
Yeah.
Do you think it's better to post just to your feed?
It's one or the other, though.
It's not. It's both now. So
you can choose to put it on your story and on your feed and on reels.
Yeah.
Because before it was always one or the other. And if you chose stories, it wouldn't appear on your feed. And it would appear in reels. Or if you
maybe
turned
that's
it
it.
off, then it would just appear in
I'm
Reels.
pretty sure I did it the last day. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I did it the last day. But if, let's say I'm
Yeah.
right, would you recommend pushing it everywhere or just focus all traffic to Reels?
I would like if you focus all traffic just to Reels and not on your feed. Is that what you're saying?
No, so it goes feed and Reels, but not story. And then you reshare the feed post to your story, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. So you're driving, you get the little rectangle in.
Yeah.
Question.
Well, I would put it to feed and story. I don't share all or feed and Reels. I don't always share my Reels and my stories.
Okay. I was wondering, I was like, would that affect it? Probably would, obviously, the organic reach
Yeah.
or the reel, like, so just wanted to
Yeah.
get your insight. That's all. Your
But
professional
that's
opinion.
but that's like I think that like not put like you don't have to share everything on your story either because it's not like always original content.
Absolutely. I've actually damaged, well, I haven't damaged us. So we lost 30 followers this week because I was just resharing other people's posts. And I can tell people
Come
got
here.
annoyed by it.
On people are unfollowing like this like it's literally like it's going out of fashion. Is
Yeah,
that right?
I think that's right, yeah.
They keep doing it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's loads of people are complaining about loads of people unfollowing them. But
Because
sure,
more
leave them
people,
off.
yeah. Well, absolutely, just people on their phones and they're going, I actually don't like that person. I don't want to see that anymore. They're seeing it
Yeah.
a lot more.
But that's it. Like, I mean, I told you that time when I posted like a happy post before, I lost like a chunk of followers because I was
Too happy.
posting that I was happy.
Yeah. That was a
Like,
nice post you put up about missing you.
yeah.
It was nice. Miss your boo.
It's everyone.
Yeah.
It's
It
just
is.
like just having to I mean, I think everybody understands anyway that like virtual keeping things up virtually, like friendships, relationships, family, like it's hard. It's hard for people like seeing them at the other side of the screen. And like, I mean, obviously I'm living down in the country as well. I don't have access to like the likes of Cork City Centre where
Mhm.
you can like go for a stroll and like get a coffee here, get like
Yeah.
hot truck there. And like, you know, I'm seeing all that too. And I'm like, oh, people down at the marina. And I'm just
FOMO,
like,
yeah.
"Nah." But you know, like everybody's having a bit of, but anyway, what I was saying with the unfollower thing, like I literally have just stopped looking at the numbers because there'll be people who follow you because somebody gave you a shout out and then they'll be like, oh, actually this person, like you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea either, but it's like
Yeah.
this person always just posts about digital stuff and I only followed them because they told me how to remove spam from my from my
Yeah,
phone
yeah.
that one day.
Yeah.
I don't actually care about like how to promote myself on Instagram, so goodbye. That's fine, like I'm like that's fair enough, but I don't get consumed by it. And like I was actually watching a live last night and there was a big influencer on it and she was like, I'm like, I can't help but feel like worried when my follower count is going down. And she was like, I'm literally a few followers off of like losing my, like, we'll
Swipe up.
say, or no, as in like, I'm only a handful of followers away from like going down a K where it like drops me down
Yeah.
into like 0.9 or whatever. And like, it just makes me sad to see that because it's just like, look, people like followers come and go. Like,
Yeah.
it's, you know, it happens, but sometimes people do take it very personally.
They
But
absolutely
like,
do, and it affects their content then. It actually does
yeah.
affect because they're trying too hard or they're doing something that's not them and not
Yeah.
original or organic to them.
Yeah,
And it
but
takes that
definitely just
person.
don't start copying people. Mother of God, please stop copying people.
I know.
It's like I get a few DMs now and then from people being like, what's the policy when people start copying your content or even your branding?" And I'm like, I actually don't know. Like I know obviously intellectual property is a thing and I've read up about it, but it's actually in the digital space it's very hard.
Yeah,
It's very, very hard.
Oh yeah. You're not getting a solicitor like to cease and desist. Like
No,
they
and
won't
it's
touch
very
it.
disheartening for people like in not just in our industry, but like people in other industries who are literally like, it's breaking my heart that like these people are taking my content that I've worked hard on and just like mimicking it or like taking my branding and mimicking it because they've seen me having success with it or whatever, you know, and it's
Come
like,
here, kid, you're talking to the fucking choir here. Like
yeah,
9 shops after mine when I opened. Like,
that's true.
it is what it is. There's nothing you
Yeah.
can do but be the best or try to be the best and just stand out clear and like.
Yeah, it's just I get that it is hard on people who like my like I don't like confrontation or anything like that, and it's hard for people to just be like,
Bro, what are you
not
doing?
take it. Yeah, you know. So, but
Yeah.
look,
But then again,
yeah,
are you that person then if you hit them up saying, what are you doing? You shouldn't be doing this. You come across as that person, but at the same time, do
yeah.
you care? Like I'm the same. I hate competition, but if it has to be done, it has to be done. Like
Yeah, if it's out of line, absolutely. But I just think that it's a tough one for people, and especially because like if they put stuff on social media, they're putting it out there, and then there are people who who don't have time to be original, or who don't want to be original, who's like, well, if it's working for them, I'll just like do the exact same for my business. And it's not like, don't be that person.
And especially if it's your business, it's your baby, you built this from nothing, and you're like,
yeah,
fuck off away from me, like, basically.
Yeah. True.
Facebook is looking to launch audio-only rooms to hook people into this social audio trend. So Facebook's Clubhouse basically is coming. Once again, I keep seeing Facebook and the word clone beside Facebook. So like, again, Mark doing what Mark does best. Sorry, we had this conversation last week.
Mark,
Mark, my buddy.
Your friend Mark, yeah.
And I still have yet to hop onto this trend of Clubhouse. We had this conversation last week again.
Yeah.
Like, do you think the likes of Facebook doing this will draw more attention to Clubhouse, or do you think?
I think people that are in Clubhouse are like, they like it. Like, they're like, this is my thing now. But
I feel like the Clubhouse audience is very like the Twitter audience. This is my platform, and don't fuck with me. Like, don't mess with it.
That's actually a very good way of describing it, because I think, like, I actually saw recently on LinkedIn, somebody did a poll and they were like, what other platform apart from LinkedIn do you spend the most time on, or whatever? And like, Facebook wasn't even an option, but neither was Clubhouse. And the amount of people like from like the LinkedIn communities that were like, Clubhouse, why is Clubhouse not on the list? But like, it was a specific type of person saying it too. And I'm like, really? You pick Clubhouse over Instagram? Like, okay, but anyway, but like, as you said, that's a really good way of describing it. It's like, maybe they are the Twitter generation that's just like, no, we are protective. This is our platform. We are elite. Yeah. Like, this is us. This is our place. But
that could have been the play Clubhouse were going for, with the whole invite only kind of scheme.
Yeah, the kind of exclusivity of it. Yeah.
Yeah, best of luck to Facebook. What's it even called? Do we even know what it's called? No, nothing yet.
The Facebook doing their thing again.
Just cloning. Just clone. Just call it clone. Just call it clone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Other than that, there's not much more. Like, have you seen? I told you my captions aren't working, so they will come.
Yeah, but they haven't. But there hasn't been much. There hasn't really been an article about it. I stumbled across them.
Yeah.
And I just told everyone.
Yeah. And that was hilarious. The bleeping thing was hilarious.
Oh my God, the profanity filter that they have on captions, I'm weak for it. Yes. I cannot, like, I literally sat down with my mom last night and I was like, say something, but I was like, say shit in the middle of the sentence. And then she did, and then we like used it, and like, it's just so entertaining, because it's just like, I don't know, it's gas. It's just funny.
I meant to say to you, yes, I was reading the papers and I saw that they're rolling out and testing at the moment Instagram for kids. I'm not a fan. Straight out the gate, like, it's just why bother?
But do you have, like, personally, I think that YouTube is a really safe space for kids. Do you agree or do you disagree?
Because I've had scenarios with Wyatt.
Okay.
So like, he literally typed in ABCDFG. He can do it on the phone. He searched it in some alphabet song, and literally the next video had Peppa Pig's mom's head cut off on a plate. Oh,
lovely.
And then he went into it thinking, what's going on with that? He came up to my wife, and he had 2-year-olds, and he's like, oh, Daddy Pig killed Mommy Pig. And
no.
She's like, what are you talking about? And he showed her. And
what is up with people?
20 million hits on it. So obviously kids have like...
Because I thought that, like, I would have thought that YouTube had a better, because of the fact that they're so established, like, that they'd have a better filter for that kind of stuff.
You would think so, and I reported it several times. If I could, I kind of logged in, logged out. And
I would have thought I was just going to literally...
There. I actually searched it on Saturday. It's still there.
I was just going to stan YouTube, but like, now, no.
Like, I love YouTube, but that kind of shit, like...
I know that's not okay.
You can't be seeing that, like... Do you know
that's
what I mean?
Not okay. But actually, speaking of YouTube,
David
can we
Dobrik.
Chat? Right. I know that you liked David Dobrik, right? And I know that he's a serious content creator in that space, like, of course. But the rollout and the fallout of everything that's been going on, like, because you see, I liked David when he was with Liza and the videos they made together, but I never really liked the Vlog Squad stuff because I just found it was just really stupid, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I just found that it was like, I'm just like, I just don't find
it's just a bunch of lads to camera.
Just lads being idiots or whatever. And like,
So let's jump quickly for the person who doesn't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
David is obviously a YouTuber. He has a massive 600 vlogs on YouTube, billions of views, hundreds of millions of fucking views.
He's a multi-millionaire from brand deals.
So what he did as well, he brought the vlog squad together, which is basically the circle of 10 to 15 friends he had, and he kind of created a thing called the vlog squad, where they all branched out and started their own vlogs and their own businesses. But it's come back to bite him in the ass now, because one of them has turned out he raped a girl. Is it official that he raped her?
So basically what happened was they were doing a video in 2017, I think.
I remember watching it.
Yeah. And basically it was like, we probably should put a warning on this for anybody that it is going to be sensitive what we're going to be talking about. But look, I mean, it's making it being brought to life. But anyway, but they were doing a video where basically they put it out on like Instagram stories or something like that. I'm just going to say allegedly because I don't have the exact details right in front of me. And they basically said, does anybody want to have a fivesome?
With Dom,
and with Dirty Dom, yeah, Dom being a member of the vlog squad. And then like these girls like responded because they got a lot of like girls on their videos, and they were like, look, do this and you'll be featured in our videos, or you'll get shout outs. And the girls came to the house, and then like basically somebody went off to get alcohol. They were all underage, they couldn't buy it themselves or whatever. They were all like in their like late teens, and
19 or so, but
they were still and then basically there was like this girl that got too drunk and she passed out.
3 of them in the room with Dom, wasn't it?
Yeah, but one of them was like very, very drunk, and it's the girl that he wanted to like,
sleep with.
And she was like passed out. She was incoherent.
At one stage, her eyes were rolling, and then the friend saw that, and
she took over.
The word she said.
Yeah, but like it was still completely not consented to, and basically because of the fact that it was like the vlog squad, right? That like the girls left, and apparently like consent was provided to put up the video.
David reached out the next day and said, can I post? They all said
yes. Yeah, because they were like, this guy is famous, like, they're not going to put the act up on, on YouTube or whatever. But it took them like 6 months or something to reach out and be like, listen, we actually are really uncomfortable about that because of actions that happened that night. Take it down.
He pulled it down, to be fair to him.
He took it down, but he didn't like they had said something like the actions from that night are still like traumatizing, take it down. But he never pursued the question. He never pursued it being like, what happened? Like, are you okay? What can we do? Is there support there? Can I pay for it? Like, there was nothing like that. It was just like, yeah, it's gone. Like the video's down. But since then, there's been a massive rollout. Like, I know like Trisha left the vlog squad. She's another massive YouTuber. But she started to speak out about like what has happened or what had been happening in the vlog squad. And then like David Dobrik and another YouTuber, Jason Nash, were like, just completely like saying this girl is mental, like don't listen to what she's saying, like just blocked her. She went through like I think 3 mental breakdowns, but she always said like, I'm not okay with the stuff that's happening in the vlog squad, this needs to be said. But like if you're up against the likes of David or Jason, they're going to be like, don't listen to her or whatever. Like, and then now that all of this is coming to light, there's more stories coming out about the vlog squad. People are, just like all the stories are coming out about the guys. And and it's basically like David Dobrik is after losing so many brand deals. Like he had his own app called Dispo, the social media app. He left it.
Instagram, they said,
he left it. So there's just a lot. And you know what? The reason why I wanted to talk about it today was because there's so many, like, I know obviously David Dobrik is like a massive content creator and a massive YouTuber, but at the same time, it just proves that like, even though you have this amount of fame and this amount of fortune, like you still have to be accountable. And I think that now with everything that's happened, like he's after doing 2 apologies because his first one was absolutely shit. Like, excuse my French.
I saw people say why was on his quietest channel.
Yeah.
He has 3 channels, and then so one has whatever 80 million subs, the other one has 14. He did this one with 3 million. Yeah. Now I can see his argument. He said he didn't want to monetize off it. he said, but you can turn that off, can't you? You can turn off monetization on a video.
Yeah. So basically, David chose his least popular channel to put his apology video on and disabled all comments and put this like 2-minute apology up where it was just like very much like
Solicitor letter.
Let's just under the rug, like this happened, and then he started to lose his brand deals. Like loads of big brands have left him. And he had to leave Dispo. Loads of even some investors in Dispo pulled out, and then it forced him to do an apology on his own channel. So he then, like, for those of you who are sticking with the story, like, just look up, there's loads of stuff on YouTube on this. Like, there is an article that came out, you see the Insider article, and this is what absolutely started to tear him down, is the fact that these girls started to speak out in this article that was written by a woman called Kat for the Insider magazine, and it had like receipts of everything. And yeah, so basically he went on his channel and he's after putting out this apology video now where he's like, look, there's mixed reactions. Some people were like, it was a good apology. It was more sincere.
We've seen this with the likes now of Chris D'Elia, who's just come back. I don't know if you know about Chris D'Elia, the stand-up comedian.
Yeah, what about him? What did he do?
So Chris was, girls would text him like, "Oh, hey, was that your gig?"
Oh, sorry.
This kind of scandal about 6 months ago. He got cancelled. He got cancelled basically.
Yeah.
Chris actually never did anything, supposedly, allegedly. Like he had these 17, 18, 19-year-old girls saying, "Hey, was at your gig? Are you around?" He's like, "Oh yeah, come up to the room, whatever." But if he found out they were underage of 21 or 18, he's like, "Sorry, like, firstly, how are you at my concert? Secondly, cut all strings and stuff." But there's a few different stories about it. But like, he just recently did an apology video. He has 2-3 podcasts out since, and all 600,000, 500,000 views on each podcast. So like, I think when this kind of stuff happens, if the cancel culture happens to you and it's not 100% your fault, or you're absolutely cancelled 100%, like Harvey Weinstein cancelled, I think it's a play at the moment. People are just pausing and taking time, 6 months, 8 months, and then going, "Oh, we're back. Here's a video." Like, I can guarantee Dave will be back in 6 months with a vlog.
Absolutely, he will. But it's just the fact that the kicker is that YouTube have removed monetization from both him and Dom's accounts while this is being rolled out, and fair play to YouTube for that, because that's David's like probably number one source of income. But David started posting, or somebody started posting his videos to his Facebook page since, and he has monetization on there.
Like, that's that could be his business manager, that could be anyone. Like, we don't know his account.
Okay, but look,
I know.
Anyway,
I hear you.
But look, I just think that it's accountability, right? I'm not okay with cancel culture, and I'm not okay with literally being vultures on people, but I am okay with people like David who will say young people have him on a pedestal, like young boys are like, I want to be just like David, and then they look at his like videos from the Vlog Squad, and some of them are like disturbing, but as in like they're looking at some of his videos and they're like, I want to be just like him, I want to be doing pranks, like I want to be doing all this stuff, and then they see it come out, and like now he has to be held accountable. And it's the fact that brands have pulled deals from him where it's like, it's not all about like giving away Teslas and being like, look at me. It's like, you actually, there are consequences of your actions. So I'm okay with that. Like, absolutely. He's going to come back. We know he's going to come back, and he's going to create content, and he's going to like do it. Dom for like, he should be in jail. Dom should be in jail.
Probably will be. There were probably allegations. Charges against him.
But at the same time, like, David was there. He filmed it. He posted it. He, anyway. But at the same time, accountability is there. And yes, I think like most influencers, they're like, I'm just going to be quiet now for like...
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think people who don't like the vlogs are like, Jesus, they're still talking about them. But the likes of Heath now and Zayn, who have their own coffee company, like, they just have to be careful. Like, in these things, because they've done tons of shit in those videos, that like, this will raise the hair of cancel culture people who will go, oh, fine tooth comb through every other video now, and they'll kind of pick up. But they have, and like, there's videos. It's just that I've done a lot of research this weekend. That's why. It's just because I'm so intrigued by it all.
But I just think that it's like there are people looking back, and I think it's a lesson for people who, even like everyone is a creator now, but it's like just be careful about the content that you're posting, that it's not like, yeah, it might seem cool, but it might get you into a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so just be careful with
It
that
might make you
camera.
money now, but down the line it's going to cost you.
Exactly. Reputation is everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's it for news, I believe. Snapchat's doing a remix feature as well. Class.
Why are they calling it remix? It's duets, like.
I know.
Oh, it's because they probably legally can't.
Yeah. And they just want to be stealing either. Do you know what I mean? Officially, do you know what I mean?
Instagram to roll out TikTok videos called Reels.
You know, that's TikTok doing reels now.
Anyway, good chat. Good chat.
For you.
Yeah, let's hit me. Let's hit me. Let's do it.
Let's hit me.
Sorry,
Fat Daddy Fitness.
Ooh, interesting.
FAT_DADDY_FITNESS. Fat Daddy Fitness.
Oh, I kind of like the name of it.
Yeah, and Shane is a pure character, the main guy who has it.
Right, so this is a fitness trainer helping dads with fitness stuff, nutritional advice. He has a podcast and shit memes.
Shit memes.
It's because he has the shit thing. Yeah, I'm not actually saying that his memes are shit.
What Shane does is Shane actually has neglected Instagram. He told me. He said, "Please don't be too harsh." And he did ask us to check out his Facebook while we're doing a pro bono, because that's where he does everything. And Instagram is the absolute afterthought. He said it's just shared across. I don't care about Instagram. My target audience is Facebook. I said that's the wrong thing to do.
Okay, I can see that. And that's
why I said, look, I'm not breaking this down with you now. I said, look, I'll do it in the podcast with Muriel and we can go from there. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, like we're not, I know I kind of just talked smack about David Dobrik, but I'm not going to talk smack about you, Shane. Don't worry.
Yeah, no. He, as in, like, he wants the feedback. He's happy to have it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's a good place to start. Like, I mean, he has content there, so there's something to build from, but yeah. It's just, I mean, like, yeah.
From what I can see is just, he messes with Canva, he plays this. I think there's the more time you put into Canva, the more of a result you're going to see. I think with Canva posts, I think it's a matter of, right, done, okay, gone. Where if you put a bit of time and effort, you'll actually get results. Like, you can't fall off the wagon if you didn't get on, this kind of stuff. Like, there's the writing to me is kind of Comic Sans. It doesn't pull me in. It looks rushed, where if you have like a proper font for yourself,
it kind of looks like it's made in
Word, or not Word, but
no, not. It looks like it's made as a story and then saved as a picture.
But it's not. That was done on Canva, you see.
Okay, yeah.
And that, like, he has his color scheme, he had his logo, like, he has not a little bad bio on the Instagram page. He has his little link to his.
Yeah.
I told him to get a link tree, LINKTREE, and what that will do is you can link everything together in the link in my bio scenario, your website.
Yeah.
That way you click to it, it's free, and that way you can have all your clicks there, because I'm sure he has a website and.
Yeah, if he wants more than just one place linked to, I don't have a link tree on my Instagram, because I don't want to.
Do you want to hear a funny story?
Don't want my traffic to disperse.
So Shane was listening to a marketing podcast a few weeks ago. Said, I know that fucker's voice. Where do I know that voice from? It was my voice. He was listening to our podcast.
Stop it!
Myself and Shane went to school together when we were 9, 10, 12. We grew up together. We were neighbours. We were best friends until we were about 14 or 15. And then we parted ways. I moved house and we kind of... But then at 16, 17, I joined a band with Shane. We had a band. And now he lives in Wales with his wife and daughter Willow. And whatever we just hadn't talked. We had like since 17, 18. And he heard the podcast and was like, I know that, Jay. And he goes, Jay, I was listening to your podcast. And we're talking on a weekly basis now. And we did a Zoom call, catch up. And then I was like, he listened to the podcast. He loves the podcast. How funny is that? How weird is that?
That's like, so he was just listening to it as a podcast.
Just whatever he saw a clip, or he said I was listening to it. So he didn't see me. He heard the voice.
Stop it. That's unreal.
But yeah, that's the power of it all now, guys. But
nice.
Look, I think he has a great idea of what he wants to do. He's cheeky. He's funny. He's a pure dad jokes.
Yeah.
He's raw when it comes to it. Like he'll swear you out of it in the live videos. What the fuck you doing, guys? Like
Mm-hmm.
that's fine. He's a big nerd in the scenario of loves dinosaurs, loves Marvel. He kind of applies all that. You see it like one of his fitness things is called Thor to Thor, which is taking the fat Thor from Marvel to the ripped Thor at the end kind of thing. But it works. Dads find that appealing. Do you know what I mean?
So he's obviously, yeah, so he's a like a PT, I would assume.
Yeah, his own PT now, yeah.
But I love the fact that he has a target audience.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's not going, I'm a personal trainer for everyone. He's like
Dads.
fat dad, like Jesus.
But it's good fat daddy fitness. Like there's kind of vibe to it, isn't there? It's not like
Absolutely, there's a vibe. Yeah, I
good.
love his vibe. Like it's banter as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. So he does a daily live on Facebook, and he's turning it into podcasts. So that content that he's talking on, he'll extract the audio and put it into a podcast form.
Very
so
good. Yeah.
he knows what he's doing. It's just I think his Instagram needs a bit of love. But again, I think, as I said to Shane, I think it's a matter of building a month's worth of content, schedule it out, and then build your lives around it and your podcast around it. So you have a message per month or that kind of idea.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a bit more of a focus, I suppose, on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess for me, if you are cross-posting things from Facebook to Instagram, for example, that like the only thing for me is that if I'm landing on the page, a lot of the content is sized landscape or like not square. So even at that, even just if you are cross-posting or if you are creating content for Facebook, try to think of like, if especially in Canva, make it a perfect square, like create an Instagram post size. Sorry, my dog's barking. Yeah. Create an Instagram post size and then just post that on Facebook and cross post it, because the text when you're on, like, we'll say the quotes, that's being cut off unless I tap into it on Instagram. That's just a quick fix.
So it's 1080 by 1080 pixels if you're wondering if you don't know that already.
The perfect square.
Exactly. Like his memes are funny, they'll catch the attention. Funnel for Shane is people through social media to his lives, to setting up that kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Would he have like another device that he could go on Instagram live at the same time as Facebook?
I'm sure he does, and that's why I said to him, I told him about StreamYard, and I think he's followed that. So StreamYard is a software that you can stream to Twitch, Periscope, LinkedIn, and Facebook, all from the one camera from your phone.
Is Periscope not gone?
No, it's still there, I think. Well, it's the option it gives you. Still, maybe it's not. Maybe it is gone.
Oh.
But as I said, it's literally a balls, but it's a second camera, a second phone for Instagram Live.
Yeah, but I think most people now have like an iPad or a tablet in their possession that they could just throw on. If the thing is, if it's valuable content on a Facebook page, I find it very hard to get people from Instagram to Facebook and the other way around as well. That like, if it is valuable content that is worth maybe going live on Instagram with as well to build your audience, then do it.
Yeah. And look, if it's exactly as you said, if it's sitting on a fucking iPad, do it. Like, it's not going to kill you.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a way if you do OBS Studio. Sorry, now I'm getting techie on you. If you go through OBS Studio and stream that, there's a software, I can't remember what it's called, but it connects to OBS Studio that can go to live Instagram. And then if you StreamYard for the other thing, you might be able to do it from one camera, but it's an effort.
Shane. Dramatically writing notes.
Yeah,
it's notepad.
Yeah.
But I do like the banter. I just think, and look, I mean, he has some bit of a structure going with like, block post picture or whatever. So like there is a bit of a flow there. It's just, I suppose it's just to start interacting with people, start following accounts, start like, I know like you have like 800 followers or whatever, but it's just like, keep that interaction going, like create that kind of shareable content, tag accounts in your stories, like, build your platform that way as well.
Or even specifically do a breakdown where it's like a hot seat Friday morning where you're promoting on Facebook and it's only on Instagram Live and you can only catch on Instagram Live where it's a separate scenario. It's like, it's not the same as your Facebook that you're doing weekly or daily. It's a separate thing altogether. It could be, I don't know, movies to watch while working out in my sitting room, whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? And just drive all traffic that way. So you're getting both. If they're listening to the live on Facebook, you're going to push them to the Facebook or to Instagram for something else, do you know?
Agreed. Yeah.
Divide and conquer, my friend.
Absolutely. Yeah. But it's definitely a good. I just love his brand.
Yeah. Fat Daddy
You know,
Fitness. It's good.
it's a good brand.
And that's it. He knows his demographic. He knows the niche. He knows he's a target audience. Like,
Yeah.
being Pat is just securing them now.
Absolutely. I love it. Love it.
Thank you for submitting. We appreciate it. If you want your business, actually, we had another lady on Instagram reach out yesterday saying she wants us to
do a little pro bono.
Yeah, so that'll be next week's job. Any room 101s for us?
Email.
Voice note and email, is it?
I just want voice notes on emails, please. Thanks.
I just don't think, like, you imagine solicitors now getting a voice note. They're like, no, absolutely not.
I know, but I mean, you're not, every email doesn't have to be like for a lawyer.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, that's just me being like, I just prefer voice notes. I'm a talker. I'm not a writer.
Yeah. I don't have a room 101 this week. I don't think so. I hate Creative Studio again still. I was thinking of the last day. I was like,
I mean, the usuals, insights on reels, having an undo option on stories would be fantastic.
Edit Twitter, edit tweets.
Just edit reels. You can't edit your text on reels.
So
like,
silly.
come on.
So
Come on.
I used I've been using the TikTok logo remover.
Yes.
For reels.
Yeah.
I thought it would affect it. Algorithm stuff, not at all. They're flying. They're tipping away. SSSSS talk.
SSS talk.io or something. Jesus, that's so hard to say.
TikTok logo, it will be the first one that pops up.
Yeah.
But super handy. It's the best way to do it, I think. TikTok is obviously the most friendly editor. Paul from Peckish was editing a reel today, clip by clip by clip. I was like, Paul, I think he spent like half an hour doing it. His head was wrecked, but it looked class in the end. Like, he did a great product. It was for a customer. And I was like, dude, use outside editing software, drop them in, clip it up, and then export out. Because Instagram will, like, it crashed on like 5 times and he lost the edit. Like, Instagram.
No, Nina.
It will crash no matter what. It will crash.
It's down.
So.
Yeah.
That's it. I have to pee really badly, but thanks.
Okay, great way to finish. For those of you who stuck with us through the story time there in the middle, thanks for that. But definitely do look into it because it is intriguing and shocking.
Both of us wearing glasses.
Yeah, I have to start using my blue lights more because it's going to start affecting my sleep if I keep screen with no protection.
At home, I have the window and the screen, so I have like daylight and screen. So I'm like, ugh. So I need it. And I'm sitting where the window's over, so I was like, I have to.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, it's been a pleasure.
Hugs and kisses. Thank you for listening. We appreciate your time. Take care of yourselves and all that stuff.
Bye.